Miles here, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. You've landed on Paradise in a Pot. This is a houseplant channel where we talk about different houseplanty things, listen to little dings go off on the computer, and no, mainly we talk about houseplants around here. And today, first off, I'm going to say if you're new here, welcome to our channel. We try to keep it chill, we try to keep it relaxed, and we try to keep it informational if we can. And be kind. Second of all, if you know something that I don't, or you think I say something wrong, please feel free to correct me and let's have a conversation about it. I am not saying I'm perfect in any of this. I just try to give the best advice I can from what I do grow. I mean, I'm kind of successful in most of the plants I grow. So anyhow, today, if you haven't subscribed, you better subscribe. And for those of you who've subscribed and been around, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to do a lot more content coming up in the next few weeks. I'm working with my computer here catching the sound, but my phone catches the best video. So between the two, I think we can still make content for you guys and keep it of good quality. So if you like that, subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. Today, we are going to be repotting. I've got a few plants that need to be repotting, that need to be staked up, that are just a little out of control. For instance, I have this little lopsided white wizard that's never shown any white, but I can't be mad about it because it was a free plant from Jacqueline's Jungle. Thanks, Jacqueline. It's growing good. A little wonky because it needs to be put on a post, and that's what we're going to do today, is put this on a post. It needs a bigger pot too. It's just kind of outgrown its pot. So we're going to get that up potted. And then I also have this philodendron fuzzy petiole that I found. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I found this at Lowe's for $7.98. Still in its original nursery pot. I'm going to take it out of that today. Yeah, see, it still has the price tag on it from when I picked it up. $7.98. How about that? Anyhow, it needs a little water, but I'm going to also get staked up. Put that back over here for right now. And then I also have this green emerald philodendron. That's a philodendron day, if you haven't noticed. This one was in a plant swap. The leaf on the bottom is kind of not looking the greatest. I think this might have to go. But the leaves have been kind of getting smaller. So what I was going to do is, because I've been giving it more light, so you can see the internodes, they're a lot closer together, is I think I'm going to propagate this probably about here, or maybe even go a little lower and lose this leaf. I'm not sure. And we're going to go ahead and root this part up, and then I'm going to probably just keep this bottom part here and see how it grows out. So we're going to do that. And then I've also got a Syndapsis pictus, which I got this little cutting, and I've propagated it a couple of times, so now it's kind of really taken off. You can see where I've cut it though. I've decided that this is probably the Exotica, now that it's grown out a few leaves. So I'm going to mix this with the Exotica that I already have and kind of make it a fuller plant, so that'll look nice. This will be easier to maintain, you know, less pots to water, less plants to care for, easier life. So let's go ahead and grab something to drink, grab a snack, make yourself comfortable, or get doing those plant chores, whatever it is you do, and let's get to it. I'm going to turn things around. Alright, gang, I got it set up here. Little potting mix put together. I noticed that, this is the post we're going to use for it. I noticed that when I was putting together my little soil mix here, that the horticultural charcoal is extremely chunky, big and chunky. So I kind of like that. I wish I'd have known it, though. I would have probably prepared some. Ooh. What I did here is 4 parts potting mix. Use my Fox Farms. 2 parts horticultural charcoal. I want to make it really chunky for the philodendrons that I'm dealing with today, because I want them to have really well draining soil. I do keep them in cover pots, and I am putting them together in a plastic pot, so I think that's going to work best. So there's what we have for that. So let's go ahead and get this out of its little pot. Yeah, this was such a steal, gang. I really love this little plant. This is, I think, one of the biggest leaf philodendrons I have right now. I mean, I have some that have potential to get a lot bigger, but this one is truly of grand size in comparison to my others. Oh, that's really in there. I've never seen a bamboo skew on a stay, and as I said, I'd kind of let it dry out a little bit. The roots are looking pretty decent on that, I think. Looks like they're all kind of ready to be potted up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up. This looks dry. Go ahead. We're just going to pot this up in new soil. I don't think I want to use any of that that's there. It just doesn't look like my kind of soil. This would be great for out in the garden. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we got that. So the next thing I want to do, now that I can see what's going on with these roots, is we're going to go ahead and tie it to its pole. And I want the pole. See, I always like to do this before I pot the plant up. It's so much easier. Just get that stem right in there and tight. You guys can see that all right. We're going to get a little bit of this thread cutting tool. So I'm going to lay that down for a moment. Just lay it right there. Gets the idea. Cut up some string. Alright, and yeah, I just like to tie it right in there, so it looks good. Let's see, I think right about there is good. So I can see where the base is going to be into the soil. And all the leaves, as you can tell, they always seem to fit just right whenever you do this. Isn't that amazing? Plants just know. And this is just part of that. What I love about a plant. Alright, so we're just going to put that in there, and we're just going to tighten that on loosely for now. I don't like to make it too tight. I'm not trying to impress the string into my philodendron stem. I'm just trying to use it as a way to hold it up. I'm getting ready for that new leaf to come out. Oh, I think this is going to be so happy once I get this potted back up. We might lose that bottom leaf, but we're going to leave it for now because it's looking alright. So let's go ahead and remove this for now out of our way. And go ahead and pull this over. Alright guys, I hope you can see that alright. So I'm just going to set this into the pot how I want it to set. See, that looks a little too high on there, so that's why you want to keep this loose so we can move it down. Because unfortunately my pot is not deep enough, and I don't want to give this too big of a pot. I don't want to risk root rotting this beautiful plant, so we'll just simply move it down. And that's okay. See, now it's down there. It'll be into the dirt line. Because I don't want to fill the dirt all the way to the top of the pot, gang. That's not right. You can't water the thing unless you bottom water, and I'm not a huge fan of doing that. It takes a lot of time and effort. I'd rather just take it to the sink and flood it. Alright, so we're going to have to give it another string. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on there now. And once this gets on there, I find the philodendrons, like I know my pink princess, sure took to that pole so nicely that once it got on there, it was not going anywhere. So I'm going to tie right there. And we're going to come around. Don't want to quite touch that new leaf node, but I do want to grab the rest of that stem and pull it in. Again, we're not trying to make an impression, we're just trying to give it a little hug. So there we go. And tighten that on there just enough. And then we can always trim these off. Trim it off and trim it off. Alright, let's get this bad boy into some soil. I'm going to put a little on the bottom there just to get it started.
Yeah, see, this way here it doesn't have a ton of space to try to fill its roots into, but it's going to have plenty of space to grow into. I'm just going to put that right in there. Look at that chunky charcoal. We really want to make sure we get those roots completely covered up. I do wish this pot was a little deeper, but that'll do. Alright gang, that's all potted up. Look how nice that looks. It's really going to grow into that pot. Get rid of that old pot. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give this guy some water and let it soak and get on to the next plant. Here we have the white wizard. And what I think I'm going to do for this one, because this one was potted up in a mix I created, is we're just going to go ahead and pot it straight over. I'm only giving it a slightly bigger pot, actually using the pot from the last one, only because I just need to get this on the pole. So we're going to go ahead and just take it out right in here. And it's got roots coming out the bottom, so it was ready for this little repot. Don't really need to disturb the dirt much. Maybe a little, just because I want to put it, I want to get it on a pole. Let's see, where is your back? Your back is over here and weird. Okay. That's okay. We can work with that. Let's see. I just had, and I guess I lost. I don't want this. This is too much. Oh, here we go. We're just going to give it a stick for now to grow up. Kind of straighten out that curve that's starting to happen there. So that's all we're going to do for the white wizard right now. So let's go ahead and let's see, maybe some of these remnants will be big enough. So yeah, we're just gonna get this bad boy, and you can see where the roots are. And I don't know if you guys can see that. You see how the roots there? That's just telling you the back side of the philodendron, and that's where the curve is kind of happening. So we're gonna try to take the scoliosis out of this guy. So we'll start at the bottom. And again, I love doing this outside of a pot because you have full control of how it goes. Alright, so we got that. And then we're going to have to, as this grows, I'm going to aim it towards the light so that it'll kind of grow back up. And as it grows, we'll kind of have to push it slowly into there. I don't want to break it. So I think that's all we're going to do for it right now. A little fresh potting mix will probably really spring it into growth here. I'd really love to see it do its little white wizard thing because, well, isn't that the point? Let's get that. Alright, and we're just gonna just slightly put it in there. It's gonna look weird for a while growing because it's going to look a little lopsided, but actually we're going to get it to look a lot straighter. Push that down in there. I don't know why it still wants to flop out of the pot. I might have to put a stone there as support for a while. So let's go ahead and we're going to do that and put this in soak. Alright, gang, I got the Syndapsis Pictus Exotica all ready to go here. So we're just gonna get that out of the pot. Look at that. Oh, that looks like that actually might move over pretty easily. Look at that. That was one piece, and I cut it because it was growing kind of wonky. I know some of you guys like when I say that word, wonky. But things happen wonky, and I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to take a little of this out, because we're just going to combine them. And I think I like that richer dirt from there. Well, this is looking pretty good too, I suppose. So we're just going to let it kind of dry out so it'd be easier to maybe put together. Alright, so what we've done is created some space in here with my current exotica. And we'll just go ahead and get it in there so that it looks like it belongs in there. So we'll put this piece right over here. That's looking pretty good. And then this is going to go along the back here to finally fill it in. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and put the soil that was here back into it. I like both of them. This actually looks a little richer. Maybe this bigger plant's already sucked up the nutrients. That's okay. Just mix it in there together. It's all the same. Alright. And we have that. Look at that, gang. That looks pretty decent, I think. Sure makes that exotica look a lot fuller. It sure is filling down, and it looks like it's ready for a big drink too. So let's go ahead and get this guy a drink, and we'll move on to the next one. Alright, gang, I've got a mess on the floor. Yay. Wouldn't be potting up if I didn't make a mess. We're gonna pot that up in there. Got this little peppermoise that needs to be potted up, and got this little pot, so I thought we'd make a combination of the two. I might actually put this one up for sale. Got quite a few of these going now, and if anybody out there would like to get it, let me know. Shipping won't happen until September right now because we're in Las Vegas and we're hitting the hot time. So if you want to have it shipped to you, want to do a plant trade, I love to do plant trades even through the mail, especially if you're a YouTuber, but even if you're not, I'm down to plant trade here. Alright, gang, since we're doing pot ups, gotta go ahead and pull this Hoya curtisii. It, for some reason, started doing really poorly. Look at that. It's all rooted together so tightly. Ding ding. Being texted. As you guys may have heard me say earlier, I have to use my computer. Look at that. That is all so tight together I can't get it apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it right there. I'm going to just put it in. Look at that. Holy cow. Can you guys see that? Alright. We're just going to go ahead and put it in there. We're going to pot it up. Shake it up. Pot it up. Alright. And I pulled it out of the pot. It's okay. Just try it again. It's all part of how it goes, huh, gang? I'm really loving, like I said, I love this chunky, extra chunky horticultural charcoal we're getting. It's really nice. Alright, there we go. Little curtisii potted up. What I think I might do, now that it's re-rooted and repotted back up, and these leaves are feeling really turgid, what I think I might do is take a couple cuttings off this right now and go ahead and do a few more propagations just to have a backup plant. What I mentioned, these are kind of long. These are out of control. So let's go ahead and prepare. Let's see. Got my flame here. Always make sure you sterilize your cutting devices before you use it. And just let it cool off a little bit. And I'm just going to give it a haircut and let it be. Let's see. Right here's good. And on this one, I'm going to say, oh, let's see. It got tangled. Oh, it's starting to branch there. So we'll do it after the branch. Let's see. We'll do this one right here. This right here, this plant is all about the same length. And even though that's kind of scraggly sticking up, it'll fill back in. I think this is going to do fantastic. So we'll put this here off to the side. We'll water these guys all together here in a moment. And what I'll do, well here, I'm gonna let this callus off, and what I might do actually is come through and chop these up and make a bunch of little cuttings. So I'm gonna decide on that. I'm gonna set that to the side. It can callus off for right now and get rid of this water. All right, let's see what else I got to pot up. All right, gang. Now we're gonna do this hortensis. This leaf I think is about to go. So let's see. I think I'm gonna leave it right to here. So let's go ahead and tie it here. And I think I'm gonna leave the base in the pot. We're gonna remove this leaf. Ah, goodness, it's on there. Well, we're gonna cut this leaf out of there. These have already been sterilized, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it with one leaf. Chop. I am just not digging how this is growing, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and remove this leaf and let it root at that node. So we don't need all this. That'll just rot. And we're gonna take this leaf here, take it off, and then we can get rid of this. And I think I'm just gonna root it right in water, gang. So I'm going to let that callus up a little bit, dry up. We're gonna put it in a little rooting hormone. Probably clean this up a little bit. There we go. And yeah, then we're gonna just put it in water and let it root up, and we'll pot that back up. All right, gang, and this I think we're just gonna leave as it is. I'm going to put it back here now. It's going to go more in the hospital area because it's not really the prettiest of plants, but it will come back, and hopefully the new growth will look good. Alright, gang, I think that's all we're going to get into today. Tell me what you guys think of these potting ups, what we did here. What plants do I have that you have? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Alright, gang, that's it for today. Thanks much and take care.